Very good morning, all the students of 7th standard, and we are learning our geography's 5th lesson, winds. And maybe for today it will be end here our geography syllabus, because some last 2 points are remain of our geographies that I will try to be complete in this video. So cyclonic storm. Cyclone occur in the western part of the Pacific Oceans. Most of the cyclones they occur into the western part of the Pacific Oceans along the coast of Japan, China, Philippines, etc. They are known as the typhoons. So when the cyclone they occur in these region or the area in this country there, for example China, Japan, Philippines, into the Pacific Oceans coastline area there, western part of the Pacific Ocean coastline area. So there in these countries, cyclones are called as the typhoons. By this name, they call that, they recognize. These storms arise in the month between June and October, and most of the cyclones in this country, they arises from the month June to October. They arises in the China, Japan, Philippines, in the western part of the Pacific Oceans, and they are called there as typhoons, and mostly they form from the June to October month. Due to the high velocity winds and heavy rains, these prove to be destructive. And when the cyclone occur, when the typhoons comes there, their wind velocity is very high there. So due to the high velocity of the winds and along with the heavy rain in it, it's proved to be more destructive. These cyclones are more destructive, more dangerous. The cyclone in the Caribbean Sea are known as a hurricane. So what is the another name is there for the cyclone? Hurricane we can call that. Typhoon is used. This word is used for cyclone in China, Japan, and Philippines country there. Hurricane is used in another country there. So cyclones into the Caribbean Sea, West Indian side, that America, West Indian side. There, West Indian sides, West Indian islands. So there, they are known as hurricanes. These are also destructive in nature. So hurricanes are also destructive in nature. They are also most dangerous in nature. If you see the nature of the hurricane in the West Indian Caribbean Sea, they are very destructive, dangerous. These are also destructive natures. During these storms, the minimum velocity of the wind is 60 km per hour. And when the hurricane came, at that time, minimum wind speed 60 km per hour. Wind speed is generally 60 km per hour. In 1 hour, that winds can reach up to the 60 km. That much speed is there. 60 km per hour means the speed is not, it is a common speed. It is a good speed there. So 60 km per hour, it is very, means if you are going on your bike, for example, you are going with your father on your father's bike. So maybe the meter, the speed, it shows that it should be on the 70-80 continuously. So only we can go with the 60 km per hour speed. 1 hour that arrow, it should be continuously on the 70 or 80. So with that much speed, the winds are blowing into the Caribbean Sea. So 60 km per hour the speed is there. Cyclones are also oriented into the temperate zone, but they are not so powerful, hence they are not destructive. Some of the cyclones they originated into the temperate zone there, temperature zone is near the equator region area, and they are not that much destructive there. So their speed is also not that much. Next one point, anticyclone. Under specific atmospheric conditions, anticyclone under the specific atmospheric conditions, the air pressure in a particular region increase. Whatever the air pressure is there into the particular region or the area, that air pressure start to be increase there, and the pressure in the surrounding area remain low. And whatever the pressure is there in the surrounding area, that pressure remain low there. In these situations, winds blow from center toward the surrounding area. So in these circumstances of the condition, whatever the wind is there, that wind is blowing from center toward the surrounding area in a circular manner. How it is blowing? It is blowing into the circular manner, that wind is blowing from the center toward the surrounding area. For example, this is center. From here it is blowing into the surrounding area. It is moving in a circular manner in the northern hemisphere these winds blow in a clockwise direction. In the northern hemisphere these winds are blowing into the clockwise direction, and into the southern hemisphere these winds are blowing into the anti-clockwise direction or into the opposite directions. So they blow into the southern hemisphere. They blow in an anti-clockwise directions. During the anticyclones, the skies are clear. When the anticyclones are generated, mostly the time sky is clear. When cyclones occur, that time sky is a little bit cloudy. But at the time of anticyclone, that time sky is clear there. This one thing is you have to keep in mind. So anticyclone time, that time sky is clear there. Winds blow with a laser velocity, and what are the winds are there? They are blowing with a laser velocity, means the speed is less, and the weather is also pleasant. And how is the weather? Weather at that time is a pleasant or the good weather there. Anticyclones generally last for the few days. They are remain for the few days or weeks. Such anticyclones originate into the temperate zone, and such kinds of anticyclone they are oriented into the temperate zone. On the weather map, the center of an anticyclone is represented with the letter H. Whatever the weather map is there, on the weather map anticyclone, this anticyclone is represented with the letter H there. Anticyclones are widely experienced in a high pressure belt. Wherever the high pressure belt is there, mostly there we can see, there we can observe the anticyclone there. So high pressures from the low pressure they are going there. Winds in these regions are always moving out, and hence their rainfall in these such areas is quite low. So winds they are blowing out there. So less rainfall we can express in this region or the area. Naming the cyclone, do you know this last one point is there? A cyclone occur in different part of the world are assigned different name. Whatever the cyclones are occur in the world, they recognize, they call with a different name, local name. For example, typhoon, cyclone is also called as a typhoon in the Japan, western part of the Pacific Ocean, Japan, China, Philippines, there they recognize as a typhoon. West Caribbean Sea, there hurricane we can call to them. So local name, they recognize the local name. A list of names is prepared for each of the oceans or its part there. A list of name is prepared there. Name in the list are suggested by the countries in the region of that oceans there. In which country that mostly cyclone occurs, and in which ocean name is given. If the wind speed in the storm exceeds 33 knots, that is 60 km per hour. 33 knots. Wind is also measured in the knots. So the measurement unit to measure the wind. What unit we use to measure the wind? Knot. This unit we use to measure the wind, KNOTS. So 33 knots is equal to 60 km per hour. Hereby 1 knot means 2 km is like this we can say. So 33 knots is 60 km per hour. The cyclone is assigned a name, and when the wind speed is more than 60 km per hour, that time they give the name, that cyclone there. Names makes it easier for us to remember a particular storm. By keeping the names, it is easier for us to remember the particular storm on the basis of the speed. We assign the different name to that storm, and by the names we can remember, we can understand, we can study this storm. So it is important for us. So mostly the names they keep on the basis of the wind speed there. If the winds cyclones, if the wind is more than 60 km per hour or 33 knots, then they assign the different name to that storm. So on the basis of that name we can understand, we can remember them. Okay, we can furtherly study. So in this way we have completed this lesson. I hope you got this lesson in a proper way, and in this way we have completed our first term geography syllabus of 7th standard. You have the time, you study in home, learn by heart the lessons, and by heart the textbook exercise questions also, because whenever we are going to conduct the first term exam, that time your exam, all the most of the questions are based on the exercise only. So by heart the question answers, exercise question answers. It will be helpful for you. Okay, beta. Thank you very much. Bye bye.